Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Lorna, and if you've been here before you may know I've previously done a video on holidaying at centre parks on a budget. A lot of my tips for sticking to a budget are transferable between holidays. For example, preparing your own food and doing low cost or free activities. Today I'm going to share some clips and a review of a recent holiday we had where we went to Sundown Adventureland. Sundown Adventureland is a theme park aimed at young children. We travelled with our 3-year-old toddler and a baby. The site is in Retford, not far from Lincoln. A couple of years ago they launched the Wild Acre Village, which is cabins on site. We paid around £400 to stay Monday to Friday in July, just before the school holidays. This may seem a lot for a term time holiday, and it's more than we've paid before. But the perk of booking this site is entry to the park is included for all days, including your day of arrival and departure. For reference, if we'd booked just the park, it would have cost £24 each for myself, my husband and our toddler, or £60 for a family ticket for 3. Babies, or those under 90 centimetres, are free and they can still go on some of the rides. Therefore, the cost for the whole week would have been £300, only £100 less than the cost to stay. Now, I don't expect you would book to go for 5 days in a row if you weren't staying on site, but it is worth looking at this cost, and also considering if you stayed elsewhere, you may book different activities for each day of the week, which would also have a cost. Considering this, and the fact we were told our toddler would not get bored visiting each day, we considered this a good deal. Our main concern was that myself and my husband may get bored of visiting the same place each day. But actually it was a few days until we'd seen the whole site. We also had family visit one day, which gave a different view on things. Then we spent the last morning revisiting our favourite bits before heading home. Sundown Adventureland does call itself a theme park, but it only has 9 rides which are on all year round. The rides are aimed at younger children, but a couple of them do have height restrictions. My toddler, who was 3 years old, could go on them all except one, and some of the others he had to go on with an adult. Our baby could also go on 5 of those rides, including a water ride. But as you'll see from the clips on screen, they also have a couple of parks, soft play in the eateries, sand pits and loads of themed areas. I filmed a quick clip of the cabin which we were staying in. I filmed this after we'd been there a day or two, so you would see it's very lived in at this point. And also I filmed this whilst the baby was asleep, so the door on the right there is the main bedroom where she was currently asleep. So you'd see there's the kitchen, there's a TV and a seating area. The high chair came included. We also booked a travel cot, which did incur an additional charge, but we were happy to pay that to save on space in the car because we do only have a small car. This is the children's bedroom. It's really good because it's a triple bunk, so there's a pull-out bed on the floor, which we actually pulled out for like reading stories on a night, but also for if my toddler fell out of bed. But it's really good that they've got 3 bunk beds in there, so if you are larger than the family of 4, there is still room. Obviously this is the bathroom. They had nice artwork on a few of the walls. Obviously it's very child friendly. It's a small bath. You might have seen there was a little like seat on the side, which was actually really handy at tempting my toddler to have a bath because he wasn't too keen, but he quite liked to sit on the side and have a foot bath, and then we could tempt him in from there. As I mentioned, the accommodation is relatively new, so if you saw from the view from our window, there were no other cabins visible. There look to be empty plots, so I assume they'll be getting some more at some point. But it's not a huge site. They don't have any restaurants or anything like that on the accommodation site. They just have a shop, which is also where you check in. They have a little play park and they have these little mushrooms dotted about which the kids can climb in as well. So the clips on screen are all quite random. I've just uploaded them in the order they were taken over the week. You might have noticed we were all in raincoats at the start of the week, and then the weather was glorious after that. You'll also be able to see that a lot of the areas are really interactive. There's lots of buttons for the kids to press. There was the one where you can do the shooting, there's things to climb on. It's absolutely perfect for a toddler and I guess other ages as well. Within the actual park, they do have a couple of different places where you can get food. They also have quite a lot of picnic areas, so we did take our food in each day. So you can see a bit more of the accommodation here. This was me taking the baby for a walk to get her to sleep a bit longer. Our baby is not good at sleeping when there's a lot going on, which is therefore not very compatible with a theme park, but we did manage to get her to sleep with the snooze shade on, and I just walked around the site here just to make sure she got a decent length nap. And then we've got a bit more in the cabin, just getting up one morning, seeing our view. So the rest of the week it was lovely weather. And actually it did get really hot in the cabin when it was sunny outside. And here we are just having our breakfast in the cabin as well, watching a bit of TV, keep the toddler happy. You do obviously have the option of going off site at any point to get food or whatever you might like. But again, we didn't do that, so we did bring all our own breakfast as well. Now this is another one of the play areas. As you might have been able to see, there's buildings all the way around the outside and they all have little play areas in as well. There was one with like nets in, one with a maze in. It really is really good for all ages. Staying on site also includes access to the Crash Landings restaurant and soft play out of hours. It's open 2 hours earlier on a morning for breakfast until late on an evening too. I tried to zoom in to show the menu. The prices were good, as were the options. They even had vegan options on the kids menu, which you don't often see. We did get some nuggets and chips and beans one evening, which did ruin my son's tea, but he was very tired and wouldn't have waited for us to cook. We can confirm the food was good. And it's good to have the option for quick and easy food. Near the accommodation there is a play park, which was great for filling bits of time, mainly whilst I was cooking or getting the baby to sleep. To summarise, I think it was brilliant value for money. You could visit and not spend a penny whilst you're there. We only spent the odd bit on food and drinks. Any length of break is available, and 5 days was long enough for us. Our toddler was very tired and ready for home by the last day. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Please comment below if you've been to Sundown Adventureland before and what you thought of it, especially if you've stayed in the Wild Acre Village. And I'll just leave you with the bargain of the holiday, which was out-of-date vegan magnums, just 50p each. Bye!